A homeless man's heroism could have fallen through the cracks. He died after saving others from a burning house, and his body was headed to a pauper's grave when a chance acquaintance intervened. Our Kate Baldwin has the story.
Another hero laid to rest at Arlington National Cemetery. Ray Vivier, a U.S. Marine, is accorded the traditional honors for the fallen. His family by his side. But Vivier isn't typical of Arlington's heroes. He didn't sacrifice his life in the sands of Iraq or the mountains of Afghanistan, but rather in a burning boarding house in Cleveland, Ohio.
From eyewitness accounts, Ray and maybe one of the other gentlemen actually went back in to look for other people and alert neighbors.
Vivier rescued several people but could not save himself. In the hospital, doctors didn't even know his name.
And Ray, from what I understand, had burns over 80% of his body. And when he was in the hospital bed, he kept saying Emmanuel, Emmanuel. And the hospital staff thought that was his name, but Emmanuel means God is with me, God is with us.
Vivier died in the hospital after a long and sometimes troubled life. He joined the Marines in 1965 and was honorably discharged a year later. He married and had several children, but personal issues like battles with alcoholism eventually left him homeless and estranged from his family.
He struggled a lot with different things, and I think he was finally starting to overcome them, I think, which even makes this a little bit more sad.
At a wedding last year, Ray Vivier met Haraz Ganbari, a Navy reservist and AP photographer. Though they only met once, Ganbari was outraged to learn Vivier was going to be buried with no ceremony and without even his family knowing. So Ganbari and a couple friends made it their mission to keep that from happening. After tracking down Vivier's family, they discovered he was a veteran.
When I found out that Ray was in the Marine Corps, I said, we have to get him buried at Arlington Cemetery. I cannot allow him to be buried in a potter's field.
You know, my father was not only our father, but he was a brother. He's a grandfather. You know, he's a son. I want to bring not only closure, you know, for myself, but for all those other people, too, that couldn't be here today.
Now, after a long journey and thanks to a chance meeting, Vivier's ashes rest on the nation's most hallowed ground, and his family reconnected with a lost father, a nearly but not forgotten hero. Kate Baldwin, CNN, Washington.